Using feedback to shape your development plan. You've probably gotten some feedback in the last few weeks or months, and now's a great opportunity to process that and use it to shape your actions going forward. By the end of this video, I'll leave you with 3 tips to process all the information you've collected and use it to your greatest advantage. For the best strategies for taking your career to the next level, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. You can help me let the algorithm know to show my videos to corporate women who want to advance with grace and ease. I'm Christina dellisanti-Miller of Full Potential Realized, and I'm a career transition coach. I've spent 20 plus years in big corporates, consulting to executives, coaching high potential leaders, and managing talent and diversity functions. I can use that information to help you navigate the inside scoop to best position yourself as high potential, high performing, and promotable. And I've helped hundreds of women to do just that. So let's assume you have gotten feedback or you've asked for some. Presumably nobody loves asking for feedback, but that's actually the most effective way to get it, because then you can shape it around specifically what you're looking for. I have a video, which I'll point to at the end, that you can see some examples of ways to ask for feedback. I also have a cheat sheet, a 1-pager with 4 different scripts you can use. You can grab that at fullpotentialrealized.com/feedback. And really, who loves asking for feedback? Probably no one, but it gets more comfortable the more you do it. And it's something that distinguishes the people who are easily promoted rock stars in my research, those that ask for the feedback and use it. So first thing, what are you looking for? If you take the Center for Creative Leadership approach, it's actually counterintuitive. And there's 3 things that you're collecting: information about deal breakers, strengths, and then weaknesses, in that order. So they're saying, actually, don't go to work on your weaknesses first. That's actually your last priority, unless it's a deal breaker, unless it's a derailer, something that's so important where you're going to blow yourself up, you're going to lose your job, you're going to derail your career. In that case, yes, then that's your number 1 priority. So part of the feedback when you're getting information about something that's not working, is it a low-level priority or is it a high-level priority, something you need to go to work on immediately? If you don't have any deal breakers or derailers that are front and center, then the next thing they suggest working on is your strengths, counterintuitively. Your strengths are why your company hired you, and keeping those refreshed, aligned, up to date, and producing the kinds of results that your company is looking for from you is actually a first priority. So they're saying your weaknesses are a third priority, as long as they're not a deal breaker. And they even suggest not spending so much effort on them, but using a different skill to compensate, delegating, or otherwise working around those weaknesses. Now, if you have a skill that you need, of course, build the skill and develop it. But if it's something that you're just innately not great at and it's not your area of expertise, a growth mindset would say you can build it. But the Center for Creative Leadership says not the best use of your time. So think through that and what makes most sense for you. And part of the conversation that you're having with people who are giving you feedback is what's going to make the biggest difference to raise my performance to the next level and to support the company to meet its goals. Second tip is to gather enough data where you can see themes. When one person gives you feedback, sometimes they're telling you more about themselves than they are about you. But when you see that same thing show up in multiple conversations, then it's a theme. When it's occurring multiple times and from different vantage points, then it becomes a little bit more compelling and clear that it's a valid area. And part of the thing about feedback that's so important is people are giving you their perspective about how you're perceived in the organization, which is something that you can't get on your own. So building the relationships underneath these feedback requests so people know that they can speak to you candidly, they are in a partnership with you, which also goes to how you receive the feedback with grace, with gratitude, right? So making sure that people understand that you know that it's a gift that you're giving feedback, because people feel awkward sometimes about giving it and they don't know if it's okay. And I think a lot of feedback is not given, especially to women. So making it a neutral experience or a positive experience is a key role that you play in gathering this feedback from multiple sources. Third tip is to go for specifics. You're looking for the specific behaviors. You want to clarify, how are you performing now? What is the desired performance? And what are the behaviors that are going to get you to where the optimal performance will be? For instance, I had a boss once that said to me, "It's always about you." And I said, okay, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's talk about that more. Like, tell me more. And, sometimes managers are not great at articulating what they want, and sometimes they're not going to tell you until they're so frustrated that they'll just blurt it out like that. So then what I did was I got the FYI book, which is like the development planner. And, it has all the competencies with the behaviors listed. I was like, is it this? We just looked at a bunch of different competencies and behaviors. He was like, no, it's not that. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Finally, we got to, okay, this kind of gets at it. And sometimes in these situations, you behave this way. And if you did this behavior, it would be better. Okay, I can work on that. So I think, again, it was instrumental in that conversation, my having a neutral affect and me bringing tools to help clarify the specific behaviors, because he wasn't going to be able to do it on his own. And he had some important information to give me, and I was able to get it from him. So I'm curious, what have you found to be really effective in gathering feedback and using it to shape your development? Please leave us a comment so we can share what we figured out and help everyone in the community. Gathering feedback and processing it is just one step in my 8-step system for optimizing your career. If you'd like to learn more about working with me one-on-one to assess your career management behaviors and plug in just 1, 2, or 3 new actions that are going to take your career to the next level, go to my website at fullpotentialrealized.com/quick start, and you can learn more about my new one-on-one coaching offering. Please give this video a like, give it a comment if you're feeling generous, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks. I look forward to seeing you next time.